Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to take a few minutes and pop on real quick and just have a little chat about things that I've noticed going on in my community, in my area. I live in a very rural area, small populations, not a lot going on here. And I've noticed that our COVID cases are rising. And to the point that I felt like I need to come on and say to you all, let's be aware, let's be prepared. My community had got down to basically no active cases, no one in the hospital. And every once in a while there would be a few that you would see the report. But I think we basically felt like, whoo, we're through that. We dodged that, right along with getting life back to normal. And that's great. I'm all for life getting back to normal, but people are out and about, their summer activities. Some have gone to Florida and come back sick with the virus. One church in particular, about an hour from where I live, has a large number of cases, and a lot of them have already been vaccinated and now they're sick with the virus. So that's a caution. I'm not here to say get vaccinated or don't get vaccinated. I'm here to say, even if you have been vaccinated, there are so many variants of this virus now that I think maybe the vaccine isn't as effective on all of them. So whatever, just be aware. Just don't panic, don't be fearful. But we've been through this. We know what's going to happen if cases get crazy again, huge numbers of cases. We could end up, back in lockdown. And I think we need to be prepared for that. We know what that's like. We know all the ways we were not prepared last year when this happened. And I'm a prepper, but toilet paper was hard to find. Hand sanitizing gel was hard to find. I could just go down the list of things. I don't have my notebook in front of me because I just popped on real quick. I just wanted to talk for a few minutes here, And I feel like I'm stammering a lot because I don't want to misquote my facts, but I want to say that I've heard that there's enough cases in my little tiny rural area that I want to just sound an alarm to say, be prepared, people. If you live in a larger city or an area where the cases are more prevalent than they are where I live, you probably know more than I do about this. So I realize that, but I'm talking to you from my world here and saying that let's put our brains together and put some comments down below for us all to see of things that you've thought of that if you were to be back in lockdown, what's something you think we should be prepared? What should we have on our I can never say that, prepper pantry shelves. What do we need that we maybe didn't have last year, that we hadn't thought about last year? Something I've done that I hadn't thought about because I hadn't really set my sights on a pandemic being a prepping issue or a supply chain issue. A pandemic in the United States, I thought, no, that wasn't on my radar. So, and I've already talked to you guys about the medical prepping that Brent and I are doing right now. But what I did last year, I made a list of things that I thought we would need if one of us would get COVID, what we would do, what our plan of action would be. I got Lysol disinfectant, bleach, Lysol spray, Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes to wipe our surfaces, keep our surfaces germ-free. And I got whole chickens because chicken broth would be a wonderful thing. If someone's having a respiratory distress or a cold or a sinus problem, hot chicken broth is just a magical healer. I tell people it has magical healing properties because it's nice and warm. It's very soothing and comforting. And the steam from it kind of opens your sinuses and settles down your respiratory symptoms. So I also got Delsym cough syrup. I got Mucinex. I got elderberry gummies, vitamin D, zinc lozenges, vitamin C. All of those things that we've been told are helpful for dealing with symptoms of this virus. So I would definitely suggest that you do that. Make sure you have those things on hand: Kleenex, soups. And I'll go a step farther, because this is something I'm doing since I was so sick a couple weeks ago. Freezer meals in your freezers. And I'm wanting to do some videos on freezer meal prep and how I do my freezer cooking. Because when I was sick, it was amazing for Brent to be able to go to the freezer and get a meal out of the freezer for tomorrow night's supper. And that way I didn't have to cook. He didn't want me in the kitchen around food and the utensils and everything. We were trying to keep my illness from spreading to them, which we were successful. Neither one of them got any symptoms at all. So freezer meals are important, or a meal plan. Have like a little menu of, if mom's sick, here's what we're gonna eat. And if it's beef stew out of a can, applesauce, soup, and grilled cheese, or just have a little meal plan in case illness strikes your household. That's a great way to prepare. Just be thinking. Those are just a few ideas I'm just throwing out here off the top of my head, but I want to hear your ideas too. In my comments down below, I want you to share some things with me that you learned, because that's important. When we go through a bad time, we need to turn that bad time into something positive, such as educating ourselves. Okay, wow, that was really bad. Now what do we need to do in case that happens again? So next time we'll be prepared and be able to better take care of ourselves and our families. And that's, for me, would be, like I've just described, the things that I've prepared for the just in case illness strikes, and having the meals ready. If it's in a, like I said, beef stew in a can, or frozen pizzas in the freezer, but just have a meal plan of what your family will eat in case mom gets sick or dad gets sick or whatever. That's very important. So that's all I wanted today. I just wanted to say, I think that nasty little virus is on the rise again. They're calling it a different variant now, of course. But it's not over. We're still living under a pandemic, even though it feels so much better because we can pretty much go and do whatever we want. We don't have to wear masks, blah, blah, blah. Be aware that you might still want to wear a mask, and keep your hands sanitized and all of the things to keep yourself healthy and keep your family healthy. Take your vitamin D and your vitamin C, your multivitamin, just to make sure your body is strong immune-wise. Your immune system is strong and ready to be able to cope with an illness should you fall sick. So, okay, I hope we all stay healthy. I hope that this was totally unnecessary, but just in case, I wanted to kind of sound the alarm that we need to be vigilant, to be aware of what's going on around us, and we need to be smart. We need to know that if your cases are up in your area, don't go to the museum this weekend. Stay away from large crowds of people. You know what I'm saying here. So stay safe. Have a good weekend. Have lots of fun this weekend, but stay safe. And let me know in the comments below ideas you might have for how we can all be prepared in case those numbers come up in our communities, in our areas. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.